What's up, people? And yes, I'm starting early. You know why? Because I'm tired. So even starting 15 minutes early will get me out of here 15 minutes faster so I can take my nap. And you know, it's so funny. When I was a little kid, oh my God, I used to hate to take a nap. I would sit there and, you know, you didn't have to go to sleep, but you had to be quiet. So I would, you know, make little figures with my fingers and I'd make whole little, you know, things and trace designs in the sky and do all kind of stuff other than go to sleep. Now I can't wait to take a nap. It's just so funny how things switch up on you as you age. But welcome to another What the Fuck Whenever relationship advice live stream. I've given up on calling it What the Fuck Tuesday or What the Fuck Wednesday because there's no point in telling that lie. So y'all see me when you see me, and it just happens to be today. So let me see. She just put how many we have on the cover. So, oh no, the ink is all messed up. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go reprint this. Oh no, why didn't I notice this before? Well, guess what? I can't read it because the ink ran out. So what am I going to do? I guess what I'll do is I'll put on an intermission and run in there, change the toner cartridge, and print the thing out again. And I wish I had looked at it, but I didn't. So what you gonna do? I didn't look at it. I'm looking for my intermission overlay now. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh my God. What a disaster. I caught myself trying to start stuff early and look what happened. Anyway, I have it a printout now that I can actually read. So let's not waste any more time. Hey, y'all. I don't know how many, she didn't put how many questions it is. Let me see if I can tell from the back. That's what I was trying to do. That's how I discovered that half of it wasn't printed. Looks like 21, maybe 22 questions today. Good. You guys ready? You got herbal school. That sounds interesting. You'll have to tell us about it one day. All right. Question number 1. This is a young lady in the 28 to 34 age group. She's Black and Aquarius from Toronto, Canada. She's writing about, the other person that's in this letter is a female who's 42 to 49, who's white. Her issue, a 4-year-old terror is messing with my sleep. Hey, Auntie Deb. Hey, squad. Thanks for choosing my letter, Candace. I live in a condo, and due to the nature of condo living, the vents allow the noise to travel from one unit to another. My neighbor, who lives across the hall, has a 4-year-old grandchild who has autism. I like kids and empathize with her condition, but the little girl makes so much noise. And the noises are strange, not like the chatter of neurotypical kids. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to drown that out. This little girl does not live with her. However, she babysits her Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. This wouldn't be an issue if I worked days, but I work nights and I need to sleep during the day. I moved into my unit 2 years ago before Grandma did, so I feel if anybody should make a compromise, it should be her. I've texted my neighbor about the issue once before, and she apologized and managed the noise for a couple of days, but within a week, the noise level was back to normal. I've tried white noise apps only on my phone and even resorted to sleeping in the living room at times. This lack of quality sleep has my immune system jacked up. Do you have there's anyone who has an idea about something I could use to safely stuff the vents and reduce the noise? Should I contact the management office? This is my first place and I'm not sure what steps to take. Absolutely, condos always have like a what they call it, like a homeowners association kind of thing. You don't know if she bought the place or if she's just renting the place, but that would be my first stop to say, look, this is just, it's gotten out of control. This kid is here 12 hours a day, making a lot of noise. It's disturbing my sleep, and I need my rest because that's how I pay my bills and that's how I work. So this is not working. I tried talking to her about it already, and I don't understand, like, why does she go babysit the kid at the kid's house? Why does the kid come here where she's disturbing all the neighbors' rest? There aren't a lot of kids here making all this kind of noise. She should go there versus the kid coming here. That would be the perfect solution. Otherwise, put the little brat in daycare. Why is she going to be stuck at home with some old lady in the first place? She's not going to be learning anything like that. She's not getting the proper stimulation. She needs to be in a school. That's where she needs to be. So run it by the management office so they can have a chat with homegirl and tell her, you can't do this. You can't be babysitting like that because that's technically like running a business out of the condo. And so even she says it's my grandchild, it doesn't matter. It's like a daycare center. It's daycare business. You can't do that. Not every day, not where it disturbs everybody who lives there. So go to the management office first thing in the morning, Monday morning, whatever they're open, and have a discussion with them and ask what the options are about this noise because it's inappropriate for her to do that every day for 12 hours a day to listen to them screaming kids. You good, because I would have been over there acting a complete fool and telling that kid's mother, you know what? Get your brat kid in some kind of care center or something. Don't bring her here. Nobody wants to hear all that screaming and shit that them autistic kids do. And like you, I totally empathize. It's not their fault. But that doesn't mean my nerves want to be bothered with it either, especially if you're supposed to be sleeping because you got to work that night. No. Everybody thinks their kids are so precious and wonderful and that the noise that they make is not disturbing anybody else. I can't stand noisy-ass kids, whether they're neurotypical or autistic or any other kind of kid. Shut up and keep your brat under control. Nobody want to hear that but you. Whew. Question number 2. This is a female in the 35 to 41 age group. She's African-American, a Gemini from Brooklyn, New York. She's writing with a story. The other part is about a female who's over 65, who's African-American as well, and a Cancer. Summary of issue. I'm struggling to heal from my mother's rejection. Okay, wait a minute. So your mama's over 65 and you more than 35 and you still talking about this. Okay, let's see what this is. Hey Deb, thank you for accepting my letter. So I'm 34 years old, just a few days from my 35th birthday, and as I approach this milestone, I have found myself really struggling to let go of the consistent rejection and bullshit behavior from my parents, but especially with my mother, as that relationship has been the hardest on me. I'm slightly embarrassed that it still hurts me so much at this age. You should be. And we're going to have a conversation, and you might not like what I have to say, but you need to get straight. This is unacceptable for somebody your age. At her older age, she's 74. Yeah, I think my form only says 65 plus. She's much lighter, happier, and easier to get along with because I'm grown and out of her house. But when I spend enough time with her in person, her ugly ways that have always infuriated me jump out again, and I feel hurt or enraged all over again, just not as deeply. I'm a reporter for a local newspaper, but I've always been a passionate writer since childhood. I know it's what I am destined to do. As I grew into adulthood and seriously pursued my media endeavors in college and forward, she has been so negative and discouraging. I've always known what my mother did and where she worked since I was young. No matter how proud I am of my work, she never knows what the hell I do, my beat, the publication I write for, nothing. I'll send her a photo of me excited about getting to interview a celebrity or someone I was really happy to meet, and she will leave that particular message on read. It really pisses me off. Yesterday, when I went to visit her, she had the nerve to mention her niece's new podcast. And when I mentioned her nephew was also doing some podcast work, she literally lit up and said, "Really? Can you turn it on? What's the link?" I didn't want to go there, but it made me so pissed. I ended up saying, you never want me to be concerned about your niece and nephew's. No, you want me to be concerned about your niece and nephew's work. And you don't even know a single thing that I've worked on in my career. Okay, we have to have a conversation. Per usual, she gave me the regular gaslighting bullshit response, and I was so pissed that I literally just up and left. She texted me that night saying that it makes her sad, that I think she doesn't support my professional endeavors, and I need to share more with her about my work. But that's bullshit because I do share my work. I've been asked to interview her before on her expertise professionally, and she declined. When I didn't respond, the next day she sent a text saying, "I hope you have a better day today," which made me even more angry because now she's trying to make it appear like I'm just a grouchy bitch having a bad day instead of acknowledging my feelings, and she always does this. My mom is not slow. She knows how to dissect everything people do to her that makes her upset, but couldn't care less about when she completely deflates my self-esteem. No. If you had self-esteem, nobody would be able to touch it. It don't matter what some silly bitch, whether you related to her or not, has to say. So you're not talking about self-esteem. You talking about you want validation and acknowledgement outside yourself at fucking 35 years old. I'm not having this. We're not having this. We're going to have a conversation as soon as I finish reading this book you wrote. Sometimes I find myself getting so angry about it that I go way back in my memory, see, and feel so much resentment towards her. Like when she told me I had an ugly personality when I was only 11, or when she said that she, quote, never felt like she had a daughter before, end quote, as I was helping her cook Thanksgiving dinner when I was 24. That messed me up for years. And when my cousin fell on me and sprained my ankle when I was taking her drunk ass to rehab, and when I hopped onto my mother's kitchen looking for ice, she didn't give a fuck that I was injured. I was in pain while she was asking all these questions about my cousin, not even acknowledging that I was injured. When I finally snapped, she took the TV remote, turned the volume up on me, and walked away like a teenager. I haven't been perfect. I have had attitudes and definitely tempers towards my mother throughout my life, but that's normal for kids. I mean. But if I'm being completely honest, it has always been because of how emotionally abusive she has been to me, that once I got old enough, I couldn't help but be nasty to her too. I want to get over this and find some way to correct the damage this lifetime of rejection has done to me, and how it has made me so weak to stand up for myself more often and have the confidence I wish to have. Also, because my mother's old and I would feel so broken if life separated us, but yet I'm still harboring my resentment at how she treats me. How can I heal from this without ignoring my feelings and continue to give her access to be obnoxious and dismissive to me? I want to show up for myself for once while balancing some sense of a healthy relationship with her. Thank you for your time. First of all, your mother's a bitch. She's not healthy herself. So you cannot have a healthy relationship with somebody who's not healthy. Okay, so get that fantasy out your mind. You're dreaming about something that you wish you had from childhood with this heifer, and it's never going to happen. Okay, how many years is it going to take you to accept that the fantasy vision that you have of mother is never going to happen, and she's never going to be that chick? So you get mad about it over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. You insist on her fulfilling your fantasy of a mother. Your bitch is not going to do it. Okay, just get over it. Let's just move forward here with our lives. Okay, let it go. Let it go. Because you have to, my thing is this. You can live in the past, you can live in the present, or you can live for the future. You are living in the past. So your glorious, wonderful life that you have built for yourself, your wonderful present, your present time that you're living in with your wonderful job, your opportunities to meet people, go places, do things, write fabulous stories, make your dreams come true. You're ignoring all of that while you looking in the past behind you and trying to make her be something that she's never gonna fucking be. Please understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I want you to understand that you need to get out of the past and start living right for what's going on right now. Ignore her. She is like a non-motherfucking factor in your life, okay? Accept that. Put that into perspective. Reframe your relationship with this woman. Okay, you're a grown-ass woman. There's nothing you can do about your childhood. Yeah, it may have been some painful things. Ain't none of us escaped that. But, as an adult, you make a decision. Either I'm going to still cling to that bullshit that happened to me 11, 12, 24, whatever, or I'm going to put all that behind me because I'm not that age anymore. I don't depend on her anymore. I don't even have to see that bitch or talk to her if I don't want to anymore. I have a whole life that I've carved out for myself. I want to fucking enjoy it. I want to make myself feel proud of what I do. I want to be happy to meet these people, experience this life I've set up for myself. And that's what you need to be thinking about. And that's not what you're doing. You try to insist that this woman be something that she's never going to be and have a relationship with you that's never going to happen, and that she give you some kind of acknowledgement and pats on the back and, oh, my daughter, I'm so proud of you. She's never going to do because she's jealous of you. You don't get that? Your mother is envious, like so much. It's like, that's what jumps off the page to me. She can't stand, it's really hard for her because, yes, she loves you as her daughter, but she can't stand the fact that you get to do all these wonderful things that she didn't get to do and be all these wonderful things that she never had a chance to do. So you kind of, by always, telling her about this stuff, you kind of just rub it in her face and making it worse. Did you ever think of that? You looking for her to pat you on the back, and then she's sitting there thinking, this bitch, she just thinks she's so great, grand, and wonderful. That's why she can't say anything to you. You don't get that? You don't see that. Anyway, I want you to stop this. I want you to go find you a shrink, and you jump on that couch and you work that emotions out from the past, and then you start talking to yourself. You see somebody get you some positive affirmations, read some books, do something. There's some videos from February where we had some people on talk about self-esteem and mindsets in the past and all this kind of stuff. Check those playlists out. I think it was February 2021. You need to listen to those and do those exercises those experts discuss with the listeners. Because this is ridiculous for you to be 35 years old and still talk about some shit that happened when you was 11. Okay? Do you see where I'm coming from with this? Yeah, I know it hurt you when you was 11, but that was how many decades ago? Let's move on now. Okay? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, you gotta accept people for who and what they are. The mama just a jealous, evil ass heifer. Well, it sounds like she chose her career because she liked writing. She liked writing. I looked at doing it. I did an internship for a newspaper, but I decided I didn't like that because, see, Deborah, I just have to be free. I could probably be like a freelance reporter or something like that, but I could never. The regimentation, the checking in, they change your stories, they change the title, they decide what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it. I'm not about that life. I couldn't do it. And so I gave that idea up and took a different direction. So, yeah. So I understand what she means. It's something that you really enjoy and it brings you excitement, but you have to accept that that's your life. Those are your choices. And you're the only one that needs to worry about it and be happy about it. Nobody else cares what you do for work. Nobody cares that you met a celebrity. You know how many I met when I was working for Net Noir? Do I sit around talking about it and sending people emails about it and pictures and shit? No, because I don't give a fuck. That's their work. That's not who they are. And me saying that I met them, so what? You think they're gonna remember me next week? It's ridiculous. Come on now. You gotta reframe your whole way of thinking here. It's been kind of disappointing since you're 35 years old. Obviously, you spent time on the channel because you knew how to write in. So I want you to do something about this. Okay. Update me in about 6 months. Question number 3. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian, a Pisces from Florida. Summary of issue. Is my boyfriend taking me for granted? Myself and my boyfriend are both 26, and we've been together just short of 4 months. My boyfriend is in the Army, and there's a distance of about a 2-hour drive between us. Okay, so he's probably at the base in Pensacola or somewhere. Huh? We both work Monday through Friday and would normally game with each other during evenings in the week. The beginning of our relationship looked like this, : He'd make the effort to see me every weekend. He'd compliment me a lot. He'd always ask to video call so he could see my face. He'd pay attention and listen to what I had to say. He would send me cute messages throughout the day, paragraphs expressing his feelings. He'd send reels and posts that reminded me of him of me rather, and more, all of which I reciprocated. I always felt loved, cared for, appreciated, and secure. Just short of 4 months. Okay. Now we're 4 months in and our relationship looks like this. Morning and good night messages. He tells me he loves me. I'm always the one to initiate cam calls, and I can see/feel he's scrolling on his phone and not paying attention to me. He doesn't compliment me at all. He doesn't send affectionate messages at all. And when I communicate that I want that, he says I won't get them if I ask. He never expresses the need to want to be with me in person. I'm always the one to try to make plans. And his response is, I'll think about it. Okay. And you don't understand that your relationship been over. You don't get that. His messages are more blunt and he doesn't respond as quickly. Besides him saying that he loves me daily, I wouldn't even think he wanted us to be with me. To be honest, he don't. The only one hanging on to this waste of time is you. We still game together most days, which he often initiates, but we would be gaming regardless, so we just do it together. Despite my efforts to see him in person, we haven't seen each other in a month. I'm always the one to initiate making plans, as he claims he's, quote, not a planner, but will then tell me how much he loves to plan for events, etc. We were supposed to see each other the Friday just gone, but then his car coincidentally had to go into the garage the day before, and he says he won't be able to see me next weekend, but can't. He will be able to see me next weekend, but can't promise anything due to work. I know he's not cheating on me, so that's not a concern, but our relationship just feels emotionless from his side. Sometimes I feel like I'm just someone he keeps around to game with, as that's what our relationship has essentially turned into. I've tried to communicate everything to him, and he just ends up getting defensive, saying he's tired and has a lot going on. I tried to be understanding, but he doesn't do more than half the things he used to, and I can't help but feel taken for granted. No, what you should feel is stupid. You should feel stupid because this man is not interested in you anymore. Okay, that month that he doesn't see you, your relationship lasted about 2.5, 3 months, and now it's over. Okay, yet you don't seem to get that though. What is the number one rule that Deborah has around here? I want everybody the people who's new here, this is the number one rule of this channel when it comes to dating and being in a relationship. If a man's not giving you the relationship that you need to feel secure, safe, loved, taken care of, and respected, then you next him. You don't apologize for it. You don't warn him. You don't, say, well, if you don't, we're gonna break up. You just say, look, this ain't working for me. What you giving me now is bullshit, and I'm not having it. This ain't the party I signed up for. Boop, deuces. That's all you have to do. All of this is unnecessary. And you don't never chase a man. How many times have I said that too? If he wants to be with you, you can't get rid of him. They be up in your face all the time. It's like, you like, can I turn around without bumping into you? Can I breathe some air that you haven't already breathed? Please give me some space. That's how they are when they really want to be with you. You can't get rid of them. They like glue. They stick to you. But, you got to feel like you need to chase them down and beg them to spend time with you and to call you and to touch you, and you need affection and all this kind of shit. You dummies. You girls, come on now. You got to go through all them changes about some dude. That dude don't want you. Okay, get a fucking clue and just leave him alone after that. He doesn't want you, but he's too scared to say it to your face, but he's showing you by his behavior. But y'all want to play stupid. Well, why don't they just tell me? He is telling you by his behavior. You the one that's dumb and not knowing what you're seeing, not knowing what you're hearing. You refuse to accept it. Well, why won't he? Exactly. Oh my God. And it just killed me because these are people who always act like, they say, well, I've been listening to you for years. No, you've been on the channel, but you haven't really been listening. Because if you had listened, you wouldn't have wrote that letter. You would have just like, oh, you on some bullshit right now. So this shit right here is over. And he would have said bet, and you would have said bet, and then that would have been the end of it. Yeah. He did his little love bomb thing, got the panties, and now he's going on about his business. Question number 4. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Asian, from Renton, Washington. Where the hell is that? And the female she's writing about is 40s to 50s age group, also Asian. Summary issue: advice on how I can deal with a catty/rude older coworker. I've been in my current job for a little over a year. I work in taxes and accounting, if that adds more context. We're also both South Asian women who were born and raised in the USA. I only mention that because South Asian culture can be incredibly toxic, especially amongst the older generation. So maybe it's something along that line. A bunch of question marks. So from my very first interaction with this coworker, she's been nothing but backhanded, petty, and rude. She does it in a very subliminal way, though, where I look like I'm overreacting if I complain. You don't complain about a bitch like that. You just fire back in the same catty, underhanded way. Let's see what she's been doing to you, though. As an example, the very first time I met her was at a team luncheon where we sat next to each other. We introduced ourselves, and to try to break the ice, I said, well, you have a really beautiful complexion. It's so clear. I said this generally as she really does have beautiful skin, but this lady hit me back with thanks. It's because I don't wear all that makeup, and gestured to my face with her fork. It was literally my second day on the job. I wanted to cry. Okay. She also spent all that lunch lecturing me on how easy my life was compared to hers. This bitch just met you 2 days ago and you just let her do that? And when I tried to have a conversation about it, she just laughed and said, I sound like my parents spoiled me. What's wrong with that? If my parents had the money and the time and the energy to do that, what, you jealous? Because yours was broke and you couldn't get spoiled? Don't hate now with your old ass. It's just you're too old to be acting like this. Within the last year, she keeps acting like I'm a child. I wore colorful hair clips to work, and she said I look like a toddler and, quote, I'll grow up eventually. Oh, no, no, no. See, that's when you go to HR, because now she's calling you names. See, this has gone to a new level. And I'll grow up eventually. No, 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 no. This has gone past what you said, petty and all this kind of stuff. Now she's making personal digs on you. This is an HR situation. I was talking to a different coworker about getting drinks after work, and she butted in talking about how she wishes she could do things like that, but she actually has responsibilities at home. So yeah, that's why I'm single and not married, so I don't have to have those responsibilities. I can do things like this, but you're saddled down with obligations, as most old people are. So that's when you have to say stuff like that about her age. Even though you complimented her skin, you could take that back. Say, well, how much Botox do you get? Or when did you get your last facelift? You can kind of negate that and just, she's like, I've never had Botox or facelift. Are you sure? As you move your face in closer to look real deeply. Anyway, it's exhausting. Everything above was done away where I look stupid if I chose to complain. What can I do to tell her to just back off? No, 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 no. I don't care if she doesn't like me. I just want her to leave me alone. No, how do you get a bitch like this to leave you alone is you light her ass up. Like I said, what's going to be her main trigger? The main thing she's jealous of is your youth and your beauty and the fact that you're smart. So you got a job in the department, probably making more money than her. So what you're going to have to do is figure out what her weakness is. Okay, so start observing her. What kind of things that she does? Does she go around the office and she talks about everybody, or is she singling you out? If she's the kind that wants to, say negative things about people, then you just wait till the next group meeting and then you say, well, I noticed that you spend a lot of time saying negative, nasty things to people. Are you that unhappy at home? Is your life that miserable that you have to come into work and bring that stuff here and try to bring everybody down? What's that all about? And this thing, like I said, this thing about her talking about she has responsibilities at home. Well, nobody told you to get married and have a bunch of kids. That was your choice. So, of course, you being an old woman, that's the kind of stuff that's going to be going on in your life. You have responsibilities as most old people do. That's not my problem, though. That won't be me. But this thing about calling you a toddler and you grow up eventually, I went with the HR with that one. Because that's a personal attack. that's an insult to you. The other stuff was vague, but that one was that was a personal thing on you, and that one is an HR. That's a conversation with HR. But yeah, you just have to figure out that anyway. That's the approach I always take. When people get like that, I watch them. I watch how other people interact with them, the kind of stuff that they say, and I follow them around. And they don't know that I'm digging in this file cabinet over here. I have to go to the copy room on this side because the other machine is full. I have a reason why I need to be where they are so I can watch them and listen and observe and see what kind of stuff. And then listen past people. How do you get along with so and so? Oh, and then they tell you stuff. They tell you stuff that's ammo. They give you ammo. You'd be like, oh, really? I thought it was just me. Oh, no, girl, because this and that, and blah, blah, blah. So they'll tell you everything that you need to know. And then you wait until the opportune moment, and then you start lobbing grenades at her. She'll leave you alone after that. Yeah, we have, I've worked with some pecky women, and yeah, you're right. They do be trying to be throwing them little lugs and stuff, but I'm gonna throw that shit right back. Well, this and that, and you don't talk like this one tells me, you don't talk like a black person. I said, how many black people have you met that you've been friends with that you would even know that? Are you talking about some shit you saw on TV? And she had, we was like in the lunchroom. So then she got embarrassed. Well, I didn't mean anything. I said, then what are you saying it for? Am I supposed to be like proud because you think I'm like an exceptional nigga? Is that what you're trying to say here? That I'm just not your average, black person? I'm exceptional. And you think that that's supposed to be a compliment? You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me, other than the fact that I'm articulate and educated, and yet you think that I'm supposed to preen and I'm supposed to be happy that you said that to me. That is a racist, not that's some racist nonsense. Don't you ever talk to me like that again. Shut that shit right down in the lunchroom in front of everybody. She didn't know what to say. That bitch left me alone after that. Yeah, but I hate that. What some white people do that too. They think it's a compliment when they tell you, oh, you're so articulate. Like what? So black women can't be articulate? Well, no, that's not what I meant. Then what did you mean then? For you to come walking all the way through this room to come to where I am to tell me and single me out, I'm the only black person in here, and you're the only one that said that to. And we had a whole bunch of other speakers here, but you're gonna walk up to me like this amazed face on, Pikachu face, talking about you're so articulate. What was the point of that? Well, I was just trying to give you a compliment. Don't just leave me the fuck alone. That happened in Marin County when I did a presentation over there. Bitch did that to me, and she didn't know what to do. She ran away with her face red. But that's why, we have a lot of white people that come on this channel, and I spend time just trying to educate them what to fucking say to people and keep their mouths closed. If you don't have nothing intelligent to say, you don't say this, you don't say that. You just listen and learn something. Because a lot of times, what they think is something that's it's cool to say, and that the person of color is going to take it as a compliment is fucking not one. Okay. So listen to when we're telling you stuff, and then listen and learn, watch from other people's mistakes, and then don't do what they do. That shit that's not a compliment. Yes, mental notes. And just watch what they do. And I'm telling you, you walk around and be friendly and stuff, people start telling you stuff. Oh, I see so and stuff been like saying these nasty things about you. Do you know this and that, blah, blah, blah? And they tell you stuff about them. You're like, oh, really? Wow. You don't say. Question number 5. This is a young man, the 18 to 21 age group. He's Filipino from Daly City, California. Summary issue. How do I tell my girlfriend that I want to start eating better for myself and my health? Let me start by saying when I say I want to start eating better, I mean me. Start eating better, not her, unless she just wants to. Okay, so it's not a we, it's just a you. Okay. I've been trying to go to the gym every day, and my girlfriend has been willing to come with me, but she doesn't want to go every day. And the days I go without her, she seems to get upset or mad and tell me, well, you're making me feel like a fat ass for not going, due to me going every day. And to not make her feel bad, I've now been going every other day, which I'm cool with. No, you go every day. What the fuck is this? When you gonna let some bitch control you because she get mad? Let her get mad. Either you do something with yourself or you get mad. I don't know what to tell you. But this is what I'm doing for me. And you don't stop doing stuff that's for you, for your goals. It's nothing about you going to the gym is hurting her. Don't let women control you like this. This is just very disturbing to me that you fold it so easily. But food is a fragile subject for her, let alone dieting. Not that I want her to diet. This is mainly for me. I brought this up to her once while we were in high school that I wanted to stop. You've been messing around with her since high school? Well, I guess, yeah, you're only 18 to 21. I guess it wasn't that long ago. That I wanted to stop eating McDonald's and other fast food places that me and her would usually go to. And she got real upset when I told her I wanted to stop eating fast food. She's one of those girlfriends that would ask their boyfriend if they want ice cream or boba or pizza. And if the boyfriend says, I'm good, but you can get it if you want. And then the girlfriend gets discouraged and doesn't want anything anymore and is now upset. That basically encapsulates my girlfriend. She sounds extremely immature and silly. Anyways, we work together now at the same job, and we both get our lunch breaks at the same time. And she's used to us getting burgers or tacos or burritos. And if I say I don't want to eat fast food anymore and start making food for me and us, she gets upset, feels bad about her image, along with being angry that I told her no to getting fast food. Well, she can get it, right? You're not telling her that not to eat it if she wants to, but you're not going to eat it. When I recently signed up for the gym and I really wanted to get in shape and drop a lot of pounds due to heart disease and diabetes running in my family, and I really don't want to die in my 40s, I want to live long with her and for my lady. I really just don't know how to bring it up to her that I want to stop eating fast food without hurting her feelings. You don't worry about her feelings. I remember I talked to this woman who's a nutritionist, and she told me, because we were talking about diabetes, and I was talking about how high diabetes is in the African American community and the Native American community. And she said that the highest numbers of diabetics is in the Asian community. And that took me for a loop. I said, what? And she was Asian. And she's like, oh, yeah, girl. It's like it's a disaster. And I said, well, why do you think that is? And she's like, lack of exercise, and some of it's just genetics, but a lot of it is the food. And so I'm like, but I thought they always ate a lot of the cuisine, it seemed like they had a lot of fresh vegetables and, lean meats and stuff. I said, yeah, but look how much of it is fried, and oil, like so much the stuff we eat is fried. And I'm like, And then she told me about even like Thai, they fry their eggs. We do like eggs in a little pan with a tiny spritz of oil or whatever, just enough to keep them sticking to the pan. That's a fried egg. In Thailand, they make a fried egg. It's like in this vat of grease, and it's fried like a French fry. And they drop the egg in there, and it's just all this grease everywhere. And I was like, what? And then I went online and looked it up, and she was telling the truth. I mean, she wasn't trying to gaslight me or anything, but I just had never heard of that. And so I understand where you're coming from. Once I had that, that knowledge, I can see where you would be concerned. Even though you're young now, the time to stop to change these habits is now. So I'm going to say this: go to the gym anyway. Tell her that this is for me. It don't have nothing to do with you. You can come if you want to, not if you please. I don't care what you do. I'm not going to be eating that kind of stuff because I'm not trying to die at 40 like some of my relatives. If you want to do that, that's on you. And don't try to say this is me. I'm making you feel anything. You're feeling that way on your own. I'm doing what I'm doing, my choices. You do you. And I'll still love you and everything. But I have a feeling what's going to happen, sir, is you're going to end up having to break up with her. Because she's going to, Jojo, I didn't either until she told me that. And she had like receipts, show statistics and shit she pulled out to show me because I didn't believe it either. And then she started talking about, her home country. And then that's how I found about, the Thai food and stuff. But I was like, what? I always eat Thai food. But I didn't eat fried stuff. I like curries and stuff like that. So, this is going to be difficult for you. You're going to have a decision to make because you have to understand this. At your age, you're only 18 to 21. Y'all just got a high school good or whatever. You're about to change into the person you're going to be as an adult. You're leaving childhood behind. You're kind of in that mid zone where you're trying to figure out who you want to be in as an adult. She might not be the right partner for you once you make this transition. You have to think about that. And, don't let her guilt trip you or get you off your track and stuff with her guilts and pouts and all this old stuff here. Just leave her ass alone. Say, y'all be with you and then I'll be dead. And that's not really what I'm trying to do. So you got to go. Keep that in mind. That's probably where this is headed. Yeah, I know. That's what's now. People think that only fat people are diabetics. That's not true. Okay, question number 6. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Summary of issue: my family is incapable of providing emotional support. When I try to talk to or complain about life in stressful situations, no one in my family will be like, oh, honey, so sorry you're going through this. Or just listen and express love and support. Not even one. They always go into criticizing me or straight up ask me why I'm telling them this. I've explained the concept of empathy, but it's no hope, I guess. You can't teach people to get a higher emotional EQ if they don't care about being better at it. Is my only option just to talk to a therapist? Probably. Or if you got friends, maybe. It is an unfortunate situation like this is the most likely outcome. Just me learning to recover by myself. I just feel sad because family is supposed to be there for you no matter what. Who told you that lie? Family is just people that you accidentally got related to. They don't have no obligation to treat you any kind of way better than anybody else. Okay, I don't know this where you got this idea from, but you need a reality check. It ain't like that. Unfortunately, I don't have friends or partners close enough for this. Well, you need to get some. It seems most people in society today are not capable of deep emotional connection, or maybe I just haven't found one. People are capable, but fewer and fewer. You're right about that. Because people are, I don't know, I think the advent of the internet, even though it brought us a lot of things of the information age, tech age, I mean, it totally advanced humankind as far as our ability and access to communication. But are we communicating better? Absolutely not. Are we communicating more? Yes. But is it as a deeper level, more supportive, more loving, more honest? Nope, absolutely not. So you're not gonna find that on a swipey thing, an app. You're not gonna find that on social media. You're only gonna be able to do that in real life. The best opportunity that you would have for something like that, since you're so young, would be in a school setting or something like that, maybe work. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, you expect, you just having this expectation that because you relate to somebody that they're gonna step in and want to hear all your problems. Boy, fuck out of here with that. That's not gonna happen. Nobody's obligated to listen to your problems. Nobody's obligated to give a fuck about them either. See, this entitlement thing that you have going on here, that's why you're disappointed because you have all these, expectations of people that you have no right to have. No one has to do anything for you. The only thing that you have to do is for yourself. And if you need help getting on that track, then that's when you go and find you a shrink, a therapist. Okay? Because people have their own problems. They don't feel like hearing yours, especially that kind of always got some shit going on and want to be whining all the time. That's why they would say, why are you telling me this? They don't want to hear it. Question number 7. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group from Boulder, Colorado. Summary of issue. The person I'm dating had a threesome the night after our first date, and she told me about it weeks later. Oh, did she now? Okay, she's stupid. What'd she tell you that shit for? I'm looking for a bit of clarity. I recently met someone on an app. We're both 31. She set out in our initial message conversation by making her intentions clear that she was in no rush with anything in her romantic life, wanted to take things slow, etc., which I was more than happy to respect. In fact, I find that to be very encouraging. We had long talking stage, about 3 weeks, and then that's long, and then finally decided to meet up. We had an amazing first date, one of the most romantic I've been on in a long time, and have continued to see each other frequently for the next couple of weeks with great results. It has been a minute since I've been this attracted to somebody, and I know the feeling is mutual because we've discussed it. But the physical component at this point is minimal, makeout sessions and heavy petting, because again, she wanted to take things slow, and I'm not the type to pressure. Okay, so we're looking at what, less than 2 months. Okay, after it was clear things were moving in a really good direction, roughly 2 weeks after date 1, she divulged that she had had a threesome with a hetero couple the night after our first date. She prefaced it by saying that she is bi-curious, I fully support that, and that it was planned before we had met in person. I know there is technically no line that was crossed here. To be clear, I have a colorful history myself, and I'm certainly not against anything exploratory, but it just seemed like, A, I was misled by her saying that she wanted to take things slow with me while pursuing all these objectives elsewhere, which to me just seems like an odd way to approach things, even if it was unintentional. And B, it undermines all the progress we made and the feelings I developed over our several weeks of in-person dating. And C, we still have not slept together, and now things feel tense in that department and generally unbalanced / unfair, because I feel that if I were to sleep with someone else at this stage, it would be inappropriate and might even come across like getting back at her. But that almost seems like the only way to reestablish an even kid. You stupid. Okay, she needs to dump you. She needs to dump you because you, 28 to 34, you too old to be acting like this. Big ass baby. To add to the juice, she asked several days after divulging that information if I was willing to be exclusive, like we still haven't slept together. Is it worth it for me to keep pursuing this? I feel like I could make an effort to move past it because I genuinely like this person, and that's rare in the real world, much less from a dating app. But the lopsided power dynamic really doesn't sit right with me. I'm on the fence. Okay, what power dynamic? You had just met the woman. You didn't have no claim on her. What power? What are you talking about? Power dynamic. You said that you done fucked everything under the sun and have a colorful history yourself. So what are you talking about? You just mad because she did something after she met you, and you feel like after she met you, you were supposed to be the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the galaxies in her mind, and she shouldn't even have been looking at anybody else, let alone touching somebody else. That's what you really think. Your ego is bothered. You wondering if she got it better from that couple than you could put it down. That's what's really going on here. But I wish she hadn't told you because you're not mature enough to handle it. But since she did, at this point now, seeing as how you reacted to it, she should dump you. She had no business telling him that. They weren't a couple. It's not that she cheated on him. They weren't a couple. They weren't dating. They weren't married. They were nothing. She just met that motherfucker the day before this all went down. And here he is getting his lips stuck out mad. You need to slap yourself. You stupid. Question number 8. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Lakewood, New Jersey. Summary issue. Have you ever been on a date with someone who wore a terrible outfit? Probably, but I don't remember. I met a guy while I was out and about last week, and he asked me out to dinner to an upscale restaurant. I wore a dress, heels, a full face of makeup. I curled my hair. I put on nice jewelry. And he showed up in jeans and a matching denim sleeveless V-neck vest with nothing underneath. So it's like he's going to the beach or some shit. He was trying to be snazzy for you, complete with a backwards baseball cap. I was taken aback by his outfit choice. I've gone on dates where I dressed up and the guy dressed more casual, and that was okay, but this was so strange, to me anyways. So have you ladies of the squad ever been alarmed by your date's choice in clothing? I don't care what they wear. As long as they don't stink. Don't stink. Do not stink around me. But what he has on is irrelevant. It's like, how you gonna treat me? I might not like it. Child, did I ever tell you about the night I went on a blind date when I met the man that I later married. Oh my God, it was just so horrible. It was so horrible. It was horrifying what he had on. Yeah, I guess okay, let's just talk about this one. Okay, I don't like paisleys. He had on this gold, red, and black paisley, superfly looking shiny ass shirt. I just could not. So I'm looking at that, and then he had on these like burgundy red color pants, and then he had on these red pimp socks. Y'all know pimp socks? When we say pimp socks, you know what those are? They're like nylon socks with those lines in them. Okay, he had that on. Plus he had his hair. He had like nice, like that curly wavy hair, and he had like a long ponytail and stuff in the back. Oh my God! And then that beard, just hair everywhere. His face looked like a fucking bear. And I'm looking at this hot mess. But my brother swore up and down he was like the nicest guy in the world, and he would treat me well and this and that. He just really loved him as his lion brother and whatnot. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. This can't be happening. And he just looked a hot mess. He just saw a hot mess. I could not stop looking at them red pants and that paisley ass shiny shirt. It was awful. It was awful. Now, was it as like casual or inappropriate for the situation? No, but it wasn't my style. It was no kind of stuff. I was like, once we started going, I said, burn those clothes. I don't ever want to see those clothes again. He gave them to the Goodwill. I'm like, dude, that is just so not happening. So I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's more important to focus on, especially because that's superficial. I mean, that's something that can be changed in 60 seconds. It's what he chose to put on. That doesn't mean that that's who he is as a man. I don't know what to tell you. You just have to roll with it. And if he turns out to be a nice guy and you decide you want to see him again, then that's when you share with him, that outfit that you wore. That just, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, that was a -7. Let's not do that again. If we're going to go out to an upscale place, I want you to look upscale. Then you show them pictures in the magazine or something of what upscale looks like on the website. I say, I want you to look like that. And then he'll look like that, and then that'll be that. That's all. They just looking for a little guidance. Because, he might have gone out with women who showed up and looking just like him in jeans and a vest and wearing, I don't know, whatever, what women wear on their heads when they dress Western. You know what I mean? So you don't know what his dating history was. You just have a different style. So just, if he was treated you well and stuff, just come out with him again. Don't worry about it. Question number 9. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's white from Aberdeen, Scotland. The male, 20 to 34 as well, also white. Some issue. My boyfriend told me to, quote, deal with it when I told him he was too rough during Nook Nook. Deb, I posted this on another site, but I wanted to get your input on it. How would you deal with a guy telling you to, quote, deal with it when you asked him to stop? I just got into a new relationship. We've known each other for a year or so, but I've been hesitant due to past relationship, which is why I'm wondering now if I'm overreacting. This guy is so rough and bad, and I don't mind it for the most part, but sometimes he really hurts me. He bites, and he's hella rough with his hands. I told him to be gentle the first time, and he said, you love it, really, and carried on, but I gave it the benefit of the doubt, thinking maybe he was just caught up in the moment. I talked to him about after about how it hurt, and he just changed the subject, saying that I'd get used to it. Wow. And you kept seeing him? He did it again the next time we got together. I asked him to stop because it hurt, and he told me to deal with the pain and carry. Oh no, he would be bleeding. And carried on until I pushed his hand away. And even then, I had to keep pushing it away as he kept trying to come back. He's a lot bigger than me, so he could easily pin me down so I can't move. Why do you keep fucking with him then? This guy's got an artist mentality. I turned into a complete deer in headlights when I'm in a vulnerable situation like this, and I honestly would never have thought he would get off so much on hurting me. Neither of us finish in these situations. Okay, so it's just a domination, control, and pain, enduring pain situation for you. So he's a sadist. You get yourself involved with some sadistic motherfucker. What would you do in this situation? I would push him up off me and get up, reach under my pillow for my knife I was telling him the other day until a motherfucker get out. If you don't, you're going to leave your guts right here in this apartment, along with a good portion of your blood. So I suggest you hit that door. You ain't coming here again, and don't you ever even think about calling me or being around me. When I say no and stop, motherfucker, that's what I mean. And anybody who doesn't do that, you're going to leave. You're going to leave with a problem. Okay, so get the fuck out now. If I didn't get Roscoe. Because, I don't like to be too close to them. That's just for like, if they already close to me, I have a weapon. But in general, I will stand on the other side of the room and just shoot you. I just, don't like blood splatter on my clothes. It's kind of like really not really the move I'm trying to make, but I will do it. But this kind of thing here, where you say that he's hurting you, you say, stop. Don't do that. Don't touch me like that. You'll get used to it. Just deal with it. See, now that's instant bleeding for you. I considered breaking up with him, but I really do care about him, and he's lovely in all other aspects apart from when it comes to Nook Nook. Any advice is appreciated. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. He done showed you who he is. He doesn't respect you. He don't even give a fuck about you. And here you are saying, oh, but he's lovely in every other aspect. No, he's not a lovely person. He's a fucking asshole. He's violent, controlling, and he's got that artist mentality where he's going to take what he wants from your body, whether you wanted him to or not. You don't understand that that's what's going on here? And you think that I'm going to co-sign on you giving you some ideas for how to make this work? Girl, wake the fuck up and get yourself away from this idiot. This doesn't make no damn sense. These young girls are really driving me crazy. Their mentality about their safety, their mental, emotional health, and the lack of fucking boundaries and spine. They don't have any. Oh, but he's this and that. Oh. It's like they're so fucking desperate to have a man in their bed. It don't care how he treats them, how he talks to them, how he dogs them, how he lies and games on them. They just want to have somebody. Oh, I don't want to let him go. You're supposed to be trying to push his ass off a cliff. That's exactly what it is, Keisha, but we don't put those words in the chat because it makes a problem for the show, so I'm going to delete your comment. We use euphemisms here. We say, you should have typed like SA or something like that. You don't ever put the full words. So yeah, the filters, what do they call it? Where they monitor what goes on in your channel, what they say, what you say and stuff. Notice you never hear me say that. You never hear me say those kind of things because Google don't like it. Okay, so let's move on to question number 10. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Spokane Valley, Washington. Summary of issue. What was this? This is an event, I think. So, Deb, I went on a date with this guy, and it was actually not too bad. He was really cool the whole night, so I liked him. We even made plans to get dessert after and go back to his place. At the end of dinner, we were walking to the cashier to pay for our meal, and he turns to me and says, I hope you don't think I'm paying for your meal, too. All you girls are always preaching that feminism crap and yet still expect us guys to do everything for you. Instant ick. I wasn't even expecting him to pay for me, and I don't know what made him think I would expect him to. Even his tone was quite harsh, and it annoyed me because we really did have a good time. I just turned to him and said, thank you for tonight, paid for both our meals, walked out and went home. I haven't spoken to him since, and I kind of wish I didn't pay for his meal. Yeah, you was dumb. He doesn't deserve the free meal. No, he played you, and you just fell right into his trap. The most you should have done, okay, you was planning to go by his place, so he was thinking you was gonna pay for your own food. So that's obviously not really a date. You just like two buddies hanging out. So you was gonna pay for your own food, and he was gonna bring it to your house, and he's gonna get some free ass. That's what he thought. Without even investing in feeding you, he's gonna get a night of loveliness out of you that you had to pay for to give to him. See, these motherfuckers got shit twisted. You girls, I mean, you know that chick, what's the little chick, something, Young Miami, that's getting that $25,000 or $30,000 a month from Diddy for doing freak shit? And these girls on this website I was on, they was just dogging her, they was dragging her and talking about, oh, she's a hoe, this and that. And I'm just there looking at it again, but she's a smart one. Y'all over there fucking these broke bums that work at the post office and shit, and you doing the same freak shit she's doing for free. Okay, so who's really the stupid hoe here? It ain't her, it's you. 500, whatever it is, I know it's some outrageous amount of money, and she's working it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So my daddy used to always say, the dumbest woman in the world is the woman. No, the dumbest hoe in the world is one who fucks for free. And if you think about it, because even like when you get down to brass tacks, even being a wife is just a high level hoe, because you in there because you trading your body and whatnot for his love, alleged love, and his last name, and live with him and have his kids and shit like that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's hoeing just like everything else. It's just one that where you get a diamond out of it, a fancy party, get to wear a white dress and become an in-law. But it's just a high level hoe. Okay, that's all it is. So she doing her wholeness and she getting directly cash in her bank account. So by the time she finished fucking with Diddy, she'll be multimillionaire. Okay, on the strength of just doing freak shit that 90% of you young girls out here do for fucking free. Because under the guise of love. So I ain't mad at her. I thought this girl is smart. She's smart as hell. That's how you supposed to roll if you gonna do it. So she can go buy her some income property. She can go buy her some property in another country or something. I mean, the girl's gonna be able to make some moves when she gets done with this fool for doing, like I said, the same shit that most of y'all do for free. Okay, so don't be mad at her. Learn to take a lesson. This would be nothing I want to do because it sounds like it's stuff he's into is like debasing and stuff. That's a little much for Deborah. But I mean the concept. I'm talking about the concept. She's smart. And you, young lady, you got played. Because he waited till you went to the cash register hitting you with that feminism stuff. And then you like trying to show that you ain't that kind. You gonna just whip out your money and pay for him too. I would have paid crap for that motherfucker. I would have paid down to the pity only for mine and then deuced out and never talked to him again. Yeah. You played yourself on that one. Question number 11. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Santa Maria, California. Third issue. My 5-year-old son said loudly that a lady was fat and she gave us the finger. Yes, 4 and 5-year-olds. My 5-year-old son and 8-year-old daughter were walking around while I was ordering food at a fast food restaurant. My 8-year-old came running to me and said, Mommy, do you see that lady? I looked at the lady and we had eye contact. My daughter then said that the brother had loudly said to the lady is fat. I just wished I could become invisible. My son immediately felt something was wrong and started to worry. I pulled him close and told him it's not okay to say such thing to someone, and it is mean. He was feeling very bad. I told him it's okay, but let's just not do it again. I had a feeling that the lady was upset. I wasn't sure what to do. I thought maybe I should get him to apologize to her, but I wasn't sure whether she heard what my son said and did not have the courage to make the awkward situation worse. So I just pretended as if nothing had happened. But when she got her order and got up from the seat, I was relieved. As she walked to the door, she raised her hand and gave us the finger. My 7-year-old, luckily, 8-year-old rather, luckily did not see it, but the 5-year-old did. He asked me, why did the lady point her finger at us? I told him she was calling her friend outside, and she put like an emoji there. How would you suggest parents handle it if your young kid says something inappropriate when you are not around? Child, my daughter was constantly saying stuff to people. Okay, I have to demonstrate this because she had to half the restaurant in tears. Okay, she was 2. And you know how they have those booths in like Denny's type places? You know, it's like the half circle. So we were sitting there. She had a little seat there, you know, a little baby, what they call it? The little razor seat thing that you put little toddlers on. She had that there where she's supposed to sit and eat her food. But in the meantime, you know, I had set it down. So she's running ragged. You know, she's running back and forth on the booth. I didn't give a fuck. Just do something with yourself just so you're not crying. 2-year-olds, or you let them do what they want to do as long as they don't, you know, destroy stuff. So she's running back and forth. And so then this woman comes in with her mother who was using a walker, and she was bent over like, you know, she was bent over like this, and she's using a walker. Why did my daughter see that? She turned her head and she like zeroed on that lady, and loud as hell, she says to me, Mommy, why her walking like this? And then she started and she rocking on the bench thing, you know, imitating the old lady. And just like this lady, I want to become invisible. But you know, it's like it was a black restaurant in West Oakland. So the brothers hit that was in the booth next to us on East Side. They could not stop laughing for anything, and everybody was, because you know, that hurt the waitress. Everybody was laughing. It was so embarrassing. But that's what she did. And another time when she was about 3, uh, if she was about 3, I was babysitting my cousin's baby, and the baby was about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months old. She had like her first date with her husband. So I'm watching the kid while they go on their little date and whatnot. So we went to downtown at the Emporium in San Francisco, was still there at that time. And we walking in the store. Well, my daughter sees this white lady with her baby, and the baby kind of mugged. So she goes over, she looking at crib, and she see the baby, and then she come back and she look at my cousin's baby, and then she said, "Mommy, that baby's ugly. Our baby is cute." I just wanted to die again. And so the lady, you know, she kind of smiled. I mean, she was probably offended, but she knew. I mean, what you gonna do as a 3-year old? I mean, how much importance do they have in life? And so, yeah. So I've had 2 experiences like that. And another time we walking down the street and she just stopped. That's when she was getting toilet trained. And she stopped and she's like started digging for gold in her butt. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, she's like, Mommy, my panties were stuck in my butt. Loud as hell. And then get everybody around and starts laughing. I'm just like, oh my God. So that she has put me through, I mean, all kind of stuff. These are just 3 that came to mind right now. So you talking about, you know, kids doing some crazy stuff. Yeah, it's going to Emporium. That's how long ago that was. And so yes, I have personal experience with these kind of matters. But really, like by the time she gave you the finger, I would have had to cover my son's ear and say, well, at least he didn't lie. You are fat. And then I would have just let it go with that. Because I'm not going to let you just get away with it. I'm going to have to say something. And she would have left with that. If you want to do the finger, you're going to have a reason to do it. Yeah, 2 years. She was, oh, the way she just like zeroed in on that lady. Oh my God. It's so fucking embarrassing. I didn't know what to do. Oh, Bella. Yeah, see, 2 2-year-olds, they will just read you. And I babysitted this girl, this other lady. I used to go get her daughter because I really enjoyed her. 3 year olds again. I said, okay, we're gonna make a cake. Her mother was big, you know, her mother. So let's make a cake and then we can, you know, take some to mommy. and then, we're going to leave some here. And so then she looked at the, when the cake got done, she said, my mommy could eat that whole thing. And her mother probably could because she was a big girl, a big, big girl. There's big and then there's big, big. She was big, big. And she said that stuff. I never told her mother that she said it because she would have killed her. So, little kids, man, you got to watch what they around them because they will read you and just give no fucks about your feelings or anything else. They just going to tell you about yourself. So, yes, I enjoyed this letter. It brought back a lot of funny memories. Whew. Question number 12. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's Latina from El Paso, Texas. So her issue, my best friend's girlfriend doesn't want me at their wedding. I've known my best friend, he's a guy, for 12 years, and we have always been very good friends. But 6 years ago, he got a girlfriend. I immediately told him I would love to meet her, but when the moment came, she told my friend she did not want to meet me and left the house. I met her 2 times later on. I've only been nice to her and showed interest in her as a person. From her side, she wasn't nice, didn't want to speak with me, and I remember her saying how she had a high education and then that I don't. She never wanted to see me again, resulting in me never seeing their house they bought and lived in together for more than 4 years now. Every time I meet up with my best friend, it resulted in them having a big fight. He mentioned how he values our friendship a lot since we've known each other for so long, and I've been there for him during very difficult times. I've been in a relationship for 2 years now. We do things with the 3 of us, but even then, she doesn't like or want my best friend to come meet up with us. Yesterday, he told me that they're getting married next couple of years. 200 people, maybe next year. She put S's, but okay, it must be next year. 200 people are invited, also my other friends, but I can't come because she doesn't want me to be there. I wrote you for advice because to be honest, I'm getting a bit fed up with all the negativity every time. I care about my friend. I want the friendship to last, but it hurts me that he cannot be there I cannot be there on his big day, and it also worries me for the future. I've only been nice to her, so I don't know why she hates me this much because she's jealous and insecure. According to my friend, she has a gossip girl group and they talk bad about me every time they meet up. Also, none of them knows me, so I wonder how they can come up with new topics to talk about. Deb, what would you do in my situation? I know the issue with the girlfriend won't ever be solved. I asked my friend many times before if she would be open to talk about it, but she isn't. The hate the hate is still there after 6 years of them being together. I also wonder how much this friendship means to my friend after he told me that I can't come to his wedding. And that, my dear, I'm glad you included that line because I was going to tell you to ask him that if he was okay with her having that mandate, and evidently he is. So that means your friendship with him is over. It should have been over really by the time, she started barking and he didn't shut it down. And I don't know about she ain't not uppity. She's just very insecure. Because most of the time when women, they come along and the guy has a best female friend, they have a lot of suspicions. Well, are they just friends? Did they ever sleep together? Is he tipping with her? Does he like her more than he likes me? If we break up, is he going to try to get with her? That's their mind goes into those kind of directions instead of thinking, well, they've been friends for 12 years. If he wanted to hit it, he had plenty of opportunity before I came along. So I guess that ain't going to happen, right? I mean, why would you worry about something that he's evidently not interested in? He got a different girlfriend and she got a different boyfriend. They're just friends. I have male friends, they're married and stuff. We've been friends for like my friend Ken, we've been friends for 30 something years. It just, if you decide somebody's going to be your friend and then your friend, that's all they're going to be. It doesn't matter. Anything else doesn't matter. So what you have to do is tell your guy friend, well, I don't want to have my feelings hurt, and I really don't want to feel like I'm giving your girlfriend any ammunition to use against you or me. So I'm going to bow from our friendship. It's been a lovely 12 years. I wish you the best of luck in the future. And I hope you guys do well and your marriage thrives. And that's what you do. That's all you do. And just let it go. He's not your friend anymore. Okay. He's choosing her because he wants to marry her and all this old stuff here. So understand the handwriting on the wall and just move on here. Question number 13. I have a halter top on, but I didn't want to wear that on the show, so I put a t-shirt over it. Question number 13. This is a male in the 20 to 34 age group. He's Black from Memphis, Tennessee. Sorry, issue. Am I wrong for not getting my mom out of jail? Wait a minute.
My mom got her second DUI. My dad called up to tell me that she can be picked up and if I can go and get her. He was unable to because he was drunk. I told him no, I would not go get her. Also, it was 9 p.m. and I had work the next day. He did not like that answer and proceeded to guilt me out before I hung up on him. I'm the youngest child. Both of my parents are in their 60s. Wait a minute. Your parents are getting drunk and getting DUIs and shit and put in jail and they're in their 60s? I'm the youngest. Okay. My in their 60s, my dad has also gotten a DUI in the last couple of years. I would think they would have learned their lesson. I feel guilty. I love my parents, but I have my own shit going on. I've been struggling with my mental health and I just can't. So I'm asking if I'm in the wrong for not going to pick my mom up. Nope. Let her ask suffer the repercussions of her behavior. This is just like when you're a parent and you're raising a child. As long as you keep bailing them out and cushioning the blow for them and stuff, they never have to suffer any repercussions for what they do. They get their hands spanked a little bit or whatever. Then they're gonna keep doing it because they've never had any. They never had to pay any. They never had a problem with it. They never had to be accountable. They never had to be responsible. So at this point, it's like you stepped into the role of parent and they're the kids. So what you do is you just let them, do just crash and burn. I mean, that's what they want to do. They make a stupid decision, getting drunk behind the wheel of a car and all that kind of stuff here. Getting a nice insurance policy on them. Yeah, I would just let her stay in jail for the time and to where the chicken, whatever, how they say it's either like pay this fine of blank, 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 or so many days in prison. You're going to do the prison because I'm not paying no money for you till when you're going to get out and make some more stupid decisions. Probably head to the liquor store, have me stop at the liquor store on the way from the jail to the house so you can get drunk again. Let's not do that. Question number 14. How many did I say I had? Oh, this one looks long. 22. It's only 22 questions today. Okay, female 22 to 27. She's Asian from San Jose, California. The male 22 to 27. He's white. Summary of issue. How do I communicate that I don't like texting all day to my friend? I want to keep this as short as possible. Thank you, Jesus. I became friends with this guy I met at work earlier this year, and we discovered that we have a lot in common and are pretty similar. We get along well and hang out outside of work sometimes, but we talk literally all the time, and I'm getting a little tired of it. In work, it's fine. We sometimes talk over our work's message system, but we both end up busy and work in different areas, so it's not that bad. But outside of work, he sends me a lot of memes and stuff. Wow. We're both interested in, like, there's never a proper break or in between messages. And we're at the point of saying good morning and good night to each other. Oh, so it's like you guys are dating? Is that what's going on? Sometimes I just end up not replying for a few hours because I'm doing my own thing and have no social battery for it. But there's almost always a message to come back to. Help a girl out, please. I don't know how to go about this in a polite way. And he definitely likes me, which makes me feel worse for not wanting to message him constantly. Well, I mean, I see this nice word. What is this nice? He's working your every goddamn nerve and you worrying about his feelings. So what you have to do is tell him, like, Mickey, whatever the fuck his name is. We're just gonna call him Mickey now, whether Mickey Mouse, because he got some missing Mickey Mouse ass behavior patterns to be this old. So you say, Mickey, I noticed that you spend a lot of time texting me. I don't want you to do that. I need to have time to do my work and time to socialize with my other friends. And it's like, you send me all these things. It's like, and you expect an answer. That's, for me to respond back. I just don't have time for that. I don't have the interest either. So stop. And he's gonna be sad. He's gonna look at you. Well, I just was trying. He's gonna have some reason what he was just trying to do, and then you're gonna be like, well, I've asked you to stop, so let's do that. We can see each other here and there and talk here and there, but this constant barrage of text. I'm not your girlfriend. I don't want to be your girlfriend. I don't want to date anybody on my job, and so this is kind of stuff that's inappropriate. You're gonna slide that in there too, in case he's got visions of grandeur of converting this into something more meaningful. You're gonna put the brakes on that shit and drop the hammer on it. Okay. Child, let me tell you about what happened. Okay, see, I obviously have all these other side stories. Okay. So I'm walking with this lady that I know, and we had gone to visit the senior center and stuff, right? So we went to the senior center, and I'm looking around at all the stuff that they have in there, and get some information about what kind of stuff they need, because working in the social services arena, is there something that this agency could do for them or provide them, or do they have any needs, this kind of stuff, like a investigation kind of thing. So then we're walking back, and she sees a security guard that she knows in this building. I don't know where we were. So she evidently knew dude, and so he comes from behind the desk, and he says, oh, he reaches out his arms like he's gonna hug her, right? And so then she lets him hug her and this and that. This motherfucker then leaves, try to come over to me get a hug. I'm like, I did the strong arm like this, and I pushed him away. I said, no, I don't let strange men touch me. And you should have seen the look on both of them's face. They looked stunned. And I did it so reflectively and just without a thought. There was no planning, no. I just saw him reaching and trying to come up too close to me, and I did listen. I pushed him away. So having this whole thing across his chest like this, I didn't hit him I didn't do this. I did it like this. So when I used it force like that, he, moved back a couple of feet. And I could tell he was embarrassed. I didn't give a fuck. I don't know you. You're not touching me. And these strange men, they be trying to, when they want to give you a hug, they want to feel your tatas mashed on their chest and try to get a feel for the booty and shit. I know them tricks. I wasn't born yesterday. I may not look as old as I am, but motherfucker, trust, I know all of the games, all of them. And this one thing, we're not doing that. You're not touching me. I'm not getting no hugs. You're not getting no hugs off of me. You're not touching nothing on my body. So yeah, she looks, she just looks shocked. Like, why would you not want him to hug you? Because I don't know this motherfucker. So, there's something to be said for that. Because, the lady was telling me about the deer in the headlights. Look, that ain't me. I just immediately fall into self-protective mode. I'm not looking at no deer in the headlights. I'm ready to do something that's going to back you the fuck up away from me. If necessary, I'm going to start cussing you out. If necessary, I'm going to punch you or kick you where it hurts. Something's going to happen. We don't do deer in headlights. I'm not trying to be nobody's victim. But yeah, I thought that was real interesting. Why he thought that was even appropriate, or why he thought I would go along with that was kind of weird. Question number 14. This is a female, 22 to 27. She's Black and a Libra from Miami, Florida. The male, 28 to 34. He's Black and he's a Leo. Oh no, a Leo? Girl, what is wrong with you? Some issue. His insecurities are starting to drive me crazy. Wait a minute, insecure Leo? Where they do that at? All right, let's see what's going on. Hey, Miss Deb, give me your wisdom. I've been dating this guy for a year. Until recently, he seemed damn near like a unicorn. He has good communication. He's affectionate. He's respectful. He's not stingy nor broke. He loves his mom and cares about his family. He's ambitious and actively working towards his goals, the whole nine. But now all of that hasn't changed, but he has increasingly been showing me his insecurities regarding me. I've noticed how he's a lot more clingy and showing me crazy signs. Like, quote, why you didn't answer the phone? You must be talking to your other boyfriend. Okay, here we go. Or, for example, if I'm out with the girls and we take a photo together and he sees some random guy in the background, it's like, who's that? He sees really close. When it's a total stranger. I'm in awe because he was not like this before at all. He says it's because now his feelings have gotten deeper. And as he puts it word for word, quote, you know what I think it is. I think I'm addicted to you. Mm-hmm. And, quote, I'm scared to make it official because what's mine is mine. I don't want anyone near you looking at you, touching you, which rubbed me the wrong way, as it should. He's the same one who originally told me all of his exes or women he's spoken to lied about talking to someone else or cheated on him, and he left respectfully once he found out. His ex-girlfriend of 7 years cheated on him with his best friend and even got pregnant by him. It's a 1.5 year gap he's been single. He's afraid to be used or treated like a trick, end quote. Should I break things off with him? Absolutely. This is the only issue I have with him, and I've never dealt with an insecure man before. He says it's because I have no pattern and I'm very spontaneous and random, but I don't think that justifies wanting to FaceTime me and demand to see who's around me to verify I'm being, quote, loyal. I tell him repeatedly that he's being crazy and should get therapy as I'm not his ex, and then he apologizes and says he'll do better, but I don't see any change. Being with you has shown me how deeply I'm scarred from previous women, he says. Would you, Deb? I would have dumped him the first time he asked me, what did you say? Why didn't you answer the phone? You must be talking to your other boyfriend. That would have been a dump moment right there. Deb does not play that. Just like if you guys look at the interview I did yesterday, and I put the link up to Yvonne's channel on the community wall, that's one of the things she asked me in connection with domestic violence. You know, she says like in her mind, you know, her perception was that it came out of nowhere. I said, oh, no. There's always signs. but women ignore them, or they don't know what they're seeing. It's one of them two. Either they do and they ignore it, or they don't understand what it is that's going on, and so they stay in a relationship because they, they're unaware. They're too naive. But this is how it starts, though, and this is exactly the example that I gave her. Well, not exactly, but it was about. I told her I don't even want a man asking me who's on my phone, but so it was about phone, but it was a slightly different question. You don't get to ask me nothing about what I do, where I go, who I'm doing it with, nothing. You don't get to ask me that because I had a daddy and it ain't you. Okay, so you don't get to ask me those kind of questions. And I was explaining to her, these are the kind of things, this is how it starts. They ask you these kind of questions, which is trying to establish domination and control. The second you answer him, the second you start giving him the information he wants, he knows he got you. You've already led him into a position where he's going to be controlling and dominating you. When they ask you questions like this, you shut that shit down and you say, look, we're not going to even go here. Okay, you're not going to start asking me a whole bunch of stupid ass questions about where I go and all this kind of stuff because I'm never going to tell you. It's not your goddamn business. Do I ask you where you go? No, because you're a grown man. You do what the fuck you want to do, just like me. So you need to get this real straight. If you have a problem with that, there's the door. You better hit it. Because if this shit happens one more time, this relationship here is over. So you put him on notice that you ain't the one. Okay, so then he can do with that what he will. Chances are he's gonna, forget, or he's gonna come back with something else, and then you'll end up dumping him anyway. But yeah, to accuse you of talking to your other boyfriend, that's some sick, twisted shit. And see, what most women would do is defend themselves. Well, no, I don't have anybody else, this and that, this and that. And once you do that, you open, it's like a black hole. You can never help him feel secure enough. You can never tell him enough times that you're the only. He's never going to believe you anyway, so why waste your breath? Yep, you shut it down. Well, she's already been dating for a year and a half, so honey, it's not the kind of thing where you just block them when in that they have a very established relationship. If you're just talking to them, yes, you're right. But they've been together for a long time. So it's just blocking in a situation like this would not be a sufficient way to end the relationship. She's going to have a conversation with him. But, with a Leo, I'm telling you, we have a very strong personality. And see, that's why I don't fuck with Leo men, because it would be like, what was that fight that Muhammad Ali had, Rumble in the Jungle or something like that? It would be one of those situations. Two Leos, that ain't gonna work. Especially one with a personality like mine, that ain't happening. I need a man who's calm and who's, be like, okay, whatever you want to do. That's the kind of man. I mean, not like he's a wuss, but like if he sees that he's taking some shit in the direction that's gonna irk me, he knows to make a U-turn before he blows some shit up. Because the next step is you get cussed out, and then I'll be looking at you with the side eye, like, is this even worth it? So rather than go there, like Aries men tend to understand that, and they be like, whatever, let me just get a hug, and it shuts it down. Leo men don't really seem to understand that. Yeah, my ex, was a Taurus, but the Aries is what I get along with the best. Even though, I end up cussing them out, we still get along best. This is the best while it lasts. Let me put it that way. So I want to tell you, yeah, he's talking about being loyal, and he want to see who's in the background and all this kind of stuff. Please don't do that. Don't go down that path with him. You do what I tell you, and you shut that shit down and tell him you got one more time, and then this shit here is over. And do it. Don't just make empty threats. You have to, with a Leo, you have to be a person of your word. If you tell us something, you better follow through. Because at least that way, when it's over, we can respect you. If you would wobble and go back and forth and stuff, we still won't be with you, but with the respect that we could have for you and admiration, when we talk about you later, it won't be there. Question 15. This is a female 22 to 27 age group from Austin, Texas. Summer issue: how do I approach my gym crush? There's a guy in my gym that I have a crush on for several months. We're both regulars and take training very seriously. I think I'm outgoing. I know quite a number of people at the gym. I greet them, they greet me, we chat sometimes. But he's different. He doesn't seem to be interested in communicating with anyone. He's always with his headphones. Also, he seems to be very insecure about his looks, always in his hoodies, no matter how hot it is. And by the way, from what I can judge, he seems to be very fit. No reason to hide if he is. always in his baseball cap to hide a bald spot or so on, I would imagine. He's only communicating with anyone when asking or asked how many sets do you have left. That's actually how I even noticed him. He asked me about the sets on the machine I was on, and all of a sudden, I've seen how attractive he is and how beautiful his voice is. The gym is small, so we train close together several times a week, but we don't talk and we don't look at each other. He doesn't look at anyone at all. I tried to run into him outside. I was hoping we'd at least be able to say hi, but no luck. If he's doing all that, he's dressed like that, that means there's something wrong with him physically. He might have burn scars, some scars from a car accident. Something's going on that he's covering up with all these sweats and stuff like that. Okay, it's the middle of summer and he's still dressing like that. That would be a hint that something he's hiding something, and that what you're perceiving as his insecurity and shyness is he doesn't want anybody to know that he's hiding this, but he does want to get in shape. He wants to feel better and healthier, but he still needs to hide himself physically. And what I'm going to tell you is like somebody else, because even if you did talk to him, he's not available. He's not emotionally available. He's shown no interest in you in all this time, no interest really in anyone. So what does that tell you? He's not interested. He's not available. Read the fucking room, okay? These girls, y'all just want to just like prostrate yourself in front of these dudes like they're the only men on the planet or something. Leave the man alone. He puts his headphones and stuff on because he obviously does not want to be bothered. This is the same thing I tell men who say, well, I have a crush on a woman in the gym. She got her headphones on and shit. She ain't tripping on you. Leave her the hell alone, and you do the same with him. Okay? Leave him alone. Yeah, I mean, she's just like, well, I have a crush on him. Well, he don't have one on you, so what the fuck? Just leave the boy alone. Question number 16. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group. She's white from Sheffield in the UK. Her issue: why can't guys tell you when they're no longer interested? Okay. They do tell you. They tell you in action. But y'all don't want to pay attention to what they do. You want to hear it in words for some dumb reason. So, a man is showing you about 900 ways that he don't give a fuck about you, but you're going to keep chasing him and keep feeling like, well, we're in a relationship, but I keep asking him for this and that, and why won't he give it to me? Instead of understanding he ain't giving it to you because he don't give a fuck about what you want. He don't care about what you like or what your needs are either. He's done with you. The one who keeps calling and chasing him is you. Trying to get together is you. Who wants him to come see you is you. You chasing a man down who don't want you. I don't understand why you're going to do that, but let's see what kind of hot mess you got yourself into. So I've been talking to this guy for about a month now, and it was going good. He'd take me on dates, and we talk about our interests. We'd also make out a bit, but it never went any further than that because I'm a V, and I've expressed to him how I wanted to be special with someone that I'm in love with. He even wanted me to meet his sister, who I know is an important person in his life. Now I just want to preface that I do tend to overthink most times. My empath tendencies don't help this fact that sometimes I pick up on small changes in tone or mood, and sometimes affects the way I see things. For some reason, I felt like he's grown distant from me. He says he likes me, but never really wants to go out anymore. And when I suggest a hangout, he also says he's busy. Okay, this is not empath. This is just common sense reading the room. Or that we can just go to his house, which I know is just to get in my pants or make out. I feel like he's losing interest, and it's because of one or two things. Firstly, he's annoyed that I won't sleep with him, so he decided that he no longer needs to put in effort. Exactly. He's also said to me that it's fine that he won't push me to have nook, but I can tell he wants it. I'm just not ready. His response to this is, it doesn't have to be special, just good. And this has made me think he just wants to get in my pants and isn't really interested in me. Good perception, good. Understand what time it is. The second reason could be because I'm too available right now. When we met, I was in school, so I didn't have much time for him. But now that I'm on summer vacation, I have more time and I wanted to use it before I go back to school. I guess this may come off as overbearing or clingy, which I've talked to him about. And he said we're fine, but something's telling me he's not. He even insinuated that I need to get more friends and do more things, acting like I don't work 25 hours out of my week and is overly clingy to just want to spend some time I do have with him. He knows I'm an introvert. I don't want a lot of friends, and the two or three I have all have jobs and other responsibilities. So I feel like him basically expecting me to always be doing something is a bit unfair. I feel like maybe me being so available has made him lose interest in me, but he won't say it because I've turned into a makeout partner for him instead of a potential love interest. If he's losing interest, I wish he'd just let me know so I can get over my attachment to him and move on. I forgot to add I'm 18, turning 19 in July, and he is 21. Well, he's too old for you anyway. He's too old. You just want to tap it and run. Okay. Now let's start, because see, you're only 18, so I'm gonna cut you a little bit of slack. But let's talk about the signs which you want to say, why doesn't he tell you? He is telling you. Okay, he take him, then he does something. Okay, he says he likes me, but he never really wants to go out anymore. That means he's not spending time with you. What does that mean? That means he's lost interest. Like I said a couple earlier in the show and on most other shows, if a man is really interested in you, he's in your face so much you get sick of him. Okay, he want to be around you all the goddamn time. You can't even fart without him being there to smell it. That's what I'm saying. That's how close they are. They want to be with you, clingy and shit almost. Okay, so he ain't spending time with you, so that's a clue. When you success getting together, he says he's busy, or you can just go to his house because that means he just wants some booty. He's too busy for anything else, though. And then you say he's annoyed because you won't sleep with him. Yes. But, this ditching you stuff, he would be doing that whether you slept with him or not. So be grateful that you didn't. You need to get more friends and do more things. He's telling you that because you keep chasing after him and not understanding that he's lost interest. He wanted some nook, and you ain't giving it up because you're a V. The most you did was some little teenage petting type stuff. He wants something more. And it's not your job to give it to him because it's not your man. He don't give a fuck about you. So just stop communicating. Just block him on your phone and move on. Okay? And the thing about it is you don't need a man to tell you that he's not interested in you for you to make a decision to move on and lose your attachment to him. That's strictly your decision. And this is a lesson that you need to learn at 18. You decide when a man is giving you the relationship that you want or not. You. Oh, nobody else is responsible for meeting your needs. You look at what that man or any other man is offering. You determine if he's the right man for you. And if he's not, you just next him. If he's not giving you what you need, you next him. If you ask for what you need and he's still not giving it to you, then you next him. This is not hard. They don't need to let you know. You let yourself know. Well, this motherfucker's on some bullshit. And then you next him. You decide that. You don't wait for a man to tell you that he's done with you. You tell him that you're done with him because he's not giving you what you need. Y'all got the wrong idea here. Yeah, I mean, if he's going to keep the door open for some opportunities to tap it, he's not going to never tell you that he doesn't, because he's trying to keep that door open. But you young ladies, you just don't fucking get it. Read the room. Start paying attention to what you see. It's not hard. Men are not hard for you to read and not hard to understand. What's missing here is some self-esteem. If you thought that you were great and wonderful and that you deserve to be treated better, this wouldn't even have been a question. You wouldn't have tolerated this shit for 10 seconds. But the fact that you keep calling him, trying to see him and begging him for time and attention and stuff, and then writing to complain that he's not doing it when it's not your man in the first place is some amazing shit to me. Question number 17. This is a female of 22 to 27 age group. She's Black from Los Angeles. Sign of issue. A pharmacy tech used my personal information to ask me on a date. What should I do? What? I went to the pharmacy and asked him to order an over-the-counter medicine that was out of stock. Why couldn't you just go to another store? What the fuck is this? The pharmacy tech was a nice guy around my age. I asked if he needed any of my info so he could contact me when the order came in. He had me write my name and phone number on the back of a receipt, which I gave to him and didn't realize my mistake until later. Today, he texted me with his personal number to ask if I would like to go on a date with him. I politely declined, saying that he seemed like a nice person, but I'm not currently looking to date anyone. This is true. I'm not interested in anything like that. He texted me apologizing, but asked if maybe we could be friends. I'm not sure how to respond because I know he's likely going to try and make friendship turn into dating if I say yes. I also think it's a little inappropriate for him to have used the information I gave in this way. How could I decline his offer from friendship without sounding mean? You don't worry about sounding mean, fucking stalker. You text him back and you're going to text what I say right now, and then you're going to block his number. You're going to say it was inappropriate for you to reach out to a customer with your personal number to try to set up a romantic rendezvous. Put that in there too. I want you to never to cease contacting me. And if you do anything like this again, I'll report you to management or to your corporate office or whatever like that. Because you don't say if it's a chain or if it's a one owner type shop. So I don't know. Is this going to be corporate or is it going to be the store manager, the owner, whatever? Either one would be appropriate and say, I don't want this kind of thing, and don't you ever do this again. It's a violation of what you shouldn't be doing. This so unprofessional. And then when you ain't getting there, you block him. You know, yeah. You should have said that really when you got the text and you said, well, who is this? And he said who it was. Then you should have just blocked him in. Like, this is inappropriate. I'm going to block you and get my medication from another store. Okay, then you block them and you go get your ass in your car or on the bus or on the website and they send the shit to your house. You don't even need to go to another store. So if they're saying order some over-the-counter medicine, what's wrong with you? Nobody does that. Okay, in the future, don't do that. You don't know who you're giving your number to. You young girls, I swear, I keep telling you don't need to be more concerned about the access that you give people to your life. You ought to have you a Google number or WhatsApp number, something like that. That's the number that if you was going to leave a number with somebody, that's the number that you should leave, not your real cell phone number. You don't never give that out to randos. Okay? You give a Google number, you give a WhatsApp number, you give some kind of VoIP line number to everything. That's what you use when you're out and about like that. Because you don't know what they're going to do with these phone numbers. Stop being so fucking free with access to you. You don't know who these creeps. That's how y'all be turning up missing and shit. Just giving out just way too much information about yourself. Now you got your real name, your real number. Then they can be trying to find out where you live and all kind of stuff like that. Doing those reverse searches and whatnot. All kind of crazy stuff be happening. Stop this. Question number 18. She's 22 to 27. She's white from Birmingham, Alabama. The male 20 to 34. Summary of issue. I moved in with my partner a few months ago to a state I despise, and his handling of money is scaring me. I'm from North Carolina and love the mountains around here. I moved to Birmingham for my partner a couple of months ago. I was gone for a month that in total to go pursue an adventure that I had already planned. In the beginning, okay, that's irrelevant to the letter. I don't know why you put that in there. In the beginning, I didn't think it was all that bad in Birmingham. The little city is actually pretty cool, but the rest of Alabama is terrifying and goes against all my political and economic beliefs. Well, you knew that before you moved your happy ass over there. What you do that for? Alabama ain't changed since the 1700s. Okay? Everybody knows that. I wouldn't set foot in that state. There's not enough money in this world to pay me to go to Alabama. My partner has a good job in Birmingham in a very niche field and is terrified to make a move as he would likely take a pay cut. I'm visiting home this weekend and can't stand the thought of another day in Alabama. But I have to make a decision fast because my parents are planning to move the rest of my things down next weekend. I feel bad because me and my partner moved out of his shitbox apartment into a nicer place. And though it was okay for a while, I still don't like Alabama. I feel bad because it was an expensive move, and honestly, he probably took most of the hits financially, as I've been looking for jobs in Birmingham and haven't been offered a position yet. However, I did pay the security deposit. He isn't making me pay rent yet since I haven't found a job, which I'm appreciative of, but I still just can't fathom living in Alabama much longer. On the finances end, my partner makes about $70,000, and in Alabama, that's a lot. When I have a job, I typically make about $50K. Before I moved to Birmingham, we were long distance, and I was paying rent and bills back in North Carolina. During that time, I was able to save lots of money for myself and my future. North Carolina is more expensive than Alabama. Every time my partner gets paid, I swear he's just completely broke and isn't able to save a thing. He blames it on inflation, but I know in my gut there's more. I know the move we made was expensive, but even before then, when he was in a shitbox cheap apartment, before I ever moved in, I felt like he was always complaining about money, even though he makes more than the average person in Alabama. But he also has some consumer debt and expensive hobbies. I asked him how much these things cost him and how much he brings home every month, and something just isn't adding up. He should have more money even after all these bills. So I'm like, where's all this money going? However, he's kind and sweet and very attentive, and I love him, but I made the sacrifice to be with him in Alabama, and I don't like it, and his finances are scaring me. He isn't willing to uproot his life like I did for him so we can be happy elsewhere. He says he would love to move to North Carolina, but can't afford it, and can't afford to not have this job. I'm not sure what to do because I love him. Well, you better love your goddamn self more, I tell you that. He's probably onto that meth stuff. Right? Because they be growing that stuff up in them hills. Not growing, but making it up in them hills. So he don't have no money. At $70,000 in Alabama, that's a lot of money. So I'm going to say this. When you go to where your parents are, when you get ready to go, which you might be gone already, I don't know, since it's Saturday, take the valuables, the stuff that you absolutely positively want, need, memorables, irreplaceable emotional connections to, stuff like that. Take that stuff with you. Leave everything else behind. And then when you get to where your parents are, you tell him, call him and tell him, I ain't coming back. All the stuff that I left there, you can just burn it. I'm not coming back to get it. It's been nice knowing you. Enjoy your time in hillbilly country. And then just let it go. Because, this thing, when they start losing money, it's gambling or drugs. It's one of them two. So I don't know which one, but it's one of them two that he don't have no money. That same thing happened to a woman at a post office. The guy took her information and called her. See, creepy. No. We getting ready to port your ass. Question number 19, female 22 to 27 from Edmonton, Canada. Summary of the issue. My boyfriend avoids me when he's upset, and I think it's driving me away. I've been with my boyfriend, we're both 23, for over a year now. One thing I've noticed from the beginning is that when the going gets tough, he gets going, far away from the situation. It comes in multiple forms. Sometimes if we have an especially uncomfortable conversation, he just gets heated and leaves the room. If it's not that uncomfortable, but still uncomfortable, he just shuts down and refuses to say anything. Recently, I mentioned that I'm happy in our relationship, but I'd like more affection. This seems to have paralyzed him, and this morning he avoided touching me in any way at all. And when he left for work, he hugged me and burst into sobs and said he wanted to do that all morning. Well, why didn't he, Deb? I try to express that the lack of affection is an issue, and he responds with being even less affectionate. I feel very unloved lately, and the only bonding we do is watching shows he likes and playing games he enjoys. But I can bring up any of my needs without him spiraling and deciding to pull away. I feel like I'm going crazy. What do I do here? You stop bitching and complaining. That's what you do. You got that kind of man who doesn't handle rejection well. Okay, you don't understand that's what's going on? And you sitting up there like a queen with your legs crossed, telling, well, I need more affection. Heifer, if you need more affection, then you go get it. Okay, you don't wait for him to give it to you. He comes in the door, you can be on him like a fucking koala. Okay, there's your affection. He's sitting on the couch watching TV, you go and sit on his lap. Just bogart your way into his lap, start kissing on him and hugging on him and stuff. Okay, that's affection. He'll do it back, of course, because you're there and he's enjoying it. You want to hold his hand, reach across the table, reach across the car, reach across wherever y'all are, and hold his hand. That's how you do things as a grown woman. You don't wait for a man to do it. You do it. You lead by example in some instances. And this is not a thing where it's like you really helping him. You're the one bitching and complaining, so it's up to you to do something about it. That's my motto. That's all you have to do. He's doing something, you go up to him and give him a back hug. Go up there and slap him on the booty. Do something with yourself. Sitting up there complaining and stuff, that don't never get you nothing. Okay? You make him feel bad. Like what he's doing is not enough, he's not good enough. You need to stop this and instead change your tactic. Change your approach. Be romantic with him. Go up to him and look him in his eyes. Stick your tongue down his throat. Shit like that. He'll get the clue. He'll know what time it is. And then he'll start doing it because you will stop fucking nagging him. And then he'll be able to reciprocate. There. Lack of affection. Yeah, I'd be less affectionate with you too because you're just bitching. You ain't doing shit, but you just want to complain. Question number 20. This is a male, 35 to 42 from Vancouver, Canada. Sorry issue. My 65-year-old father is having to move in with me after his ex kicked him out, and I am worried. Oh, hell no. My father's chronically lazy and has been mooching off of her for 9 years. She finally had enough and kicked him out. He has no money, no job, and no credit. He had to fall back on my aunt, his sister, to financially help him out. However, he can't rent a place because he has no references, no job, no savings, and will be rejected during checks. He is currently staying in a hotel that my aunt paid for while I get the spare room organized for him. It's currently a home office. They pressured me to take him in because I have the spare room. He can't stay anywhere else as my family lives abroad. He can stay in a derelict hotel where all the other bums are. They pressured me to take him in because I have, okay, yeah, okay. I'm dreading the day he comes. It's set for the end of June. My aunt's going to pay me to cover his costs, share of rent, bills, groceries, etc. And what happens if auntie dies and your daddy's still alive? What happens then? I've lived alone for 8 years and very much enjoy my own space. I have a very stressful, very busy job in motorsports, and some days I'm at work for 14 hours. It's exhausting, but I love it, and I'm finally thriving in my own life because I'm at a place I enjoy. But he will now suddenly be in my space. He's extremely lazy. He doesn't clean up after himself. My mother basically did everything for him, and then the woman he has been with all these years, did the same until she got fed up. I keep my place very clean and neat because I don't like the idea of coming home to a mess after a hard day at work. I want to have a very serious talk with him about what I expect from him as a guest, but he is one of those who brushes stuff off and acts like, yeah, yeah, whatever. I don't want to come home to mess and clutter and see him lazing around watching TV, which is all he ever does. But I also don't want him to be homeless. I want to give him a time frame when he needs to sort his shit out and get a job and leave. I don't want the rest of my life to be mooching off of me and my aunt. Let me see, where are you all again? Vancouver, Canada. Okay, my Canadian people. Do they have something up there for destitute people that don't have no money to go and live? But I'm trying to see, I don't know about here, but I know in the UK they have something called council housing. It's like the projects or something, like shit looks dilapidated as hell, but you have a roof over your head. He would be in that. Probably get some little government subsidy and stuff. But I don't know what they have in Canada. So that's what I'm asking. It's called social assistance. Okay. So, dude, that's it. Okay, that's it. Look into that for your daddy so you get him up out your house right quick. Like you don't have no money, no income and stuff. He should qualify for every program that they have. And plus he's old, he's a senior. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. They have the answers right here in the chat. She's right. Let me put it on the screen actually so I can read it better. So I can read it to you. Oh, it says Vancouver is the most expensive city to live. But Sharia Moore says there are tons of social programs for people with mental illnesses and people who are low income in Vancouver. So there you go. That's what you get. This is not the place for your advice, Brandon. You have to write in for it. These people all wrote in advance. Canada is based on province. Oh, okay. Yeah, where are they? They're in Vancouver, right? Vancouver, British Columbia. Yeah, he's in Vancouver, so whatever they got in the BC, there you go. So he says, I want to give him a time frame when he needs to sort his shit out and get a job and leave. He's not going to get a job at 65, having never had one. I don't want the rest of my life to be him mooching off of me and my aunt. I'm now already stressed about him moving in and invading my private space and peace. I want to start dating again. I'm sort of seeing someone, but now I feel like I'm put on hold because my father will be at my house. My landlady has agreed it's okay for him to stay, and if I give her the word that she will happily remove that agreement, he will be considered a lodger and not a tenant. I really want to avoid it ever getting to that, as it will just create family drama and stress. And I'm trying to keep the peace in my life because I'm just tired of family stress. I would end up going no contact with everyone if it gets to that point. How do I set boundaries that would get through to him? How do I set a time frame for him to sort himself out and move on? You reach out to, like they said, the social services people. Check the British Columbia government website for programs, and then sign him up for everything. Tell he needs housing. It can be a group home kind of situation where a bunch of old raggedy men live together, share a kitchen or whatever, or they cook them the meals and then they just eat there, that kind of stuff. You better find something. Question number 21. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Tucson, Arizona. Summary of issue. My boyfriend gently hit me over a video game and my overreacting. Okay, wait. Gently hit. What does that look like? Any hit is not, I don't care. So last night, my boyfriend, I'm 24, he's 26, we're playing video games. This is something we do semi-often because he likes it, not because I do. I've never been into video games, so I'm still pretty horrible when it comes to using the controller, moving around like really bad. He got frustrated at me in the past because of this. I tell him I've really never held a control of my life before that moment, so I need some time to improve. We're playing a game that was definitely out of my skill set. He gave me the control, and I tried that part of the game a few times, but had not succeeded. I kept forgetting to hit an important button that would have made it a lot easier. He kept telling me to hit the button, but I was overwhelmed with the rest of the buttons and trying to move. Okay, so I died in the game. He then sharply hit my arm. It wasn't that hard, but it did sting and left a red mark for 15 minutes. And you call that gently hit. Okay. I've never been in a relationship before, and until now, I've never noticed any red flags. If you've never been in a relationship before, you wouldn't know a red flag if you saw one anyway. He's generally kind, loving, and has a decent temper. He has been nothing but great. But it really upset me that his first instinct when frustrated was to hit me. I am doing activity I'm new to, I was struggling, and he treated me unkindly in a way I would never treat him. Am I overreacting or just something I need to bring up to him? Just to make it clear, it wasn't a super aggressive action, but it was hard enough where you could hear the slap, and it did sting, but it wasn't aggressive. If you heard a sound and a sting, it was aggressive. What are you talking about? I am more upset that he did that action at all than whether or not it was physically painful. Okay. You have a boyfriend who thinks that it's okay to put his hands on you when he gets frustrated in a way that indicates violence towards you, and that could escalate into something greater. It left a mark for 15 minutes. Next time it's going to be for 15 hours. And next time it's going to be for 15 days. And you'll be in the hospital. You going to wait for that to happen? See, as I was saying, the domestic violence thing, what I just was saying, what I told the lady in the interview yesterday, it always starts with something small, and women don't fucking pay attention. This right here is something to pack your stuff and leave him over. But most of you are like, oh, well, it was just this. No. No man who is not a violent, controlling type would think to ever put his hands on a woman, whether he was frustrated or not. If you frustrated, get up and go outside and walk around to hit the block a time or two. Put on your runners and go jogging. Work that out. One thing you don't do is start pummeling on people. So what you have to understand, young lady, is your boyfriend is stupid. And the next time, now that you took this and you didn't leave him, didn't storm out the house, didn't cuss him out, nothing. You didn't do nothing, didn't throw nothing at him, didn't stab him, nothing happened. He was able to hit you and get away with it. Don't think it's going to stop there. It's not going to stop there. Yeah, Brandon, go to Debsterism.com and fill out the form. You can submit it for inclusion in the next show. But this show, these people already sent their letters in. And the final question of tonight, which is long as hell, I'm looking at it now. Question number 22. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's white, from Aldridge in the West Midlands in the UK. The male's in the same age group. Summary issue. Is my friend emotionally manipulating me, as he seems to require constant hand-holding? Is this friendship or something else? I have a close friend who's 26 and I'm 25, and we've been friends for 3 years. I can't figure out whether I'm the issue or if it's him. I'm a supportive friend, and I always allow my friends to rant and give them advice from my own personal experiences, which they always thank me for. However, my problem is when they all they want to do is rant for hours, then get themselves into the same situations and basically ask me to hold their hand through it for the 99th time. I've recently been unable to deal with this as I feel physically exhausted from work to begin with, and I just don't want to be an emotional dump for people who just want me to do the work and support them. I told my friend about a month ago that I need space and will only be focusing on work or not be available. Since then, I've been receiving messages asking to call in a very, quote, call me if you're bored kind of way. Phone calls every other day that I haven't been answering, and messages about the same stuff I've been avoiding over the phone. However, this has all been mixed in with just want to make sure you're okay. Please don't shut me out. I want to help. I'm not sure if this is manipulation. Of course it is. I want to also say he's a good friend in many aspects and is always trying to do sweet things, but I can't help but feel biased and think it's to deepen the friendship instead of being genuine. Also, he's constantly overstating our friendship, saying that we're each other's favorite people. He has never met anyone like me, and we are more than just typical best friends. This makes me uncomfortable because I feel like he's holding me to a standard that I didn't sign up for. It's not a standard, it's a claim. He's taking a claim in you. That's what that is. It's not holding you to a standard. You're using the wrong language. especially when I have other very close friends that I've known for a decade. Okay, so when he says that, why don't you correct him in front of all them people? I feel bad because he doesn't have many friends, but I don't want to be a substitute friend for that. He also tells me how all his other friends have been so mean and evil and cut him off, but he knows I would never do that. Yeah, see, manipulation right here. And they're what he had to go through to get to me. I feel bad even writing this, but this feels like subtle manipulation to me. He wouldn't be open to having an honest discussion because he often gets defensive. But am I in the wrong and just a bad friend, or is this all too much? Well, let's look. Let's go back and look at this. Okay. These people, so they want to rant to you for hours, then get themselves in the same situation and ask you to hold your hand. Let me tell you how I handled a girl who did that. She was with this dude, and he was just a fool. Okay, he was a fool. He was dogging her every time I turned around. I'll tell her stuff, which I do in my capacity as an advice columnist, how to handle the situation. She chose not to do, but she wanted to keep burning my ear. One day I had enough. I said, look, from this moment on, you are not to talk to me about him at all. I don't want to hear nothing about that motherfucker. It's like that's you and your problem. You deal with it. If we're going to talk about stuff that is about us, or we just don't have to talk. I mean, that's fine too. But one thing I'm not going to do is have my ear burned talking about this shit month after month over and over again while you don't really do anything about it. So, am I clear? She was stunned. I ain't talked to that bitch since. So that's how that goes. Though you have to put up boundaries with people, and you're not doing that. So your friends look at you as an emotional dumping ground, and you just let them do it. All you have to do is say, "Look, we already talked about this 10 times before. You keep making the same stupid mistake. I don't want to hear about this anymore. Don't talk to me about this. And if that's what you want to talk about, I'm going to hang up now." And then you hang up. If you're in person, then you get up and you walk off. You get in your car and go home, or get your Uber, whatever whatever. You get away from them. And then you do that a couple of times, they'll learn that you can't treat you like that anymore. And any problems that they create for themselves, they're going to have to deal with it on their own. Okay. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay, the dumping thing. Then you say, so he's talking about, I want to help. So you text him back, you've never helped me. So what is this? Just leave me alone. I told you I need space. Don't text me. Don't call me. Okay. It's always trying to do sweet things, but you think it's to deepen a friendship instead of being genuine. Yeah, like a tool of manipulation and control. And then he overstating the friendship. But you need to correct that too, because he's trying to create in your mind. See, the fact that you don't correct it, you don't say anything different, is going to go down in his mind now as a fact because you never said anything to the contrary. You see how this works? They make these outrageous statements. It's up to you to say, no, that's not how it is. I never have friends I've had known for 10 years more than you, and they're close to them, but I'm not that close to you. You're not my favorite person. You're just someone I know. I mean, you're cool, but you're not my favorite. I don't know where you got that idea from. You have to correct that kind of stuff right in front of the people that he's saying it to. Okay? That you haven't done that. We're more than typical best friends, and you just let that stand. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But you didn't do shit about it. And you're right, it's very manipulative. No, you're not a bad friend. It is too much, and you need to check him. Find your fucking spine and just check him. Okay? That's what you need to do. All right? So that is it for today's show. Thank you guys from Canada who are able to provide some great information that would help this guy. So that's why I like this audience here. It's an international audience. And no matter where the letters come in from, there's somebody here that knows more about it than I do. And so they stepped right up, came right up with some suggestions to help him deal with his raggedy, dusty daddy. And hopefully he will listen to you guys and investigate that stuff starting on Monday. And I hope that it works out for him, because that's really unfortunate that he would be stuck with his daddy just being dusty and sponging off of him for years and years. That would be very sad. Okay. But yes, that's it for today. If you have a question that you would like to submit, look right there on the screen, debsterism.com. You just log on right there. There's a form there's a tab at the top that says Get Advice. Click that and then fill out the form with your question and then press send, and that's it. It'll come to us and be considered for publication in for airing rather in the next show or the one after that. We'll also be starting with the Dusty News Network. So you got that's our crazy summer programming, Dusty News Network. So send in if you got screenshots of memes, crazy posts somebody made, weird comments somebody made. We do not accept videos of any sort. Do not send me any links to TikTok, Facebook videos, or anything like that. They will get deleted. I can't use them for copyright reasons. It's like a nightmare. You don't even understand the drama. So the first year I didn't know that, and I ended up having to go in and edit half my videos and take that stuff out. So I don't want to do that. So we just don't use any videos anymore. Only still shots and screenshots, that kind of stuff. That's all we can handle. All right. So that's it for tonight. You guys go out and enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Am I going to say what they know? I'm not going to even tell you that lie. Because why do we change the name of the show? What the fuck, whenever. So just keep an eye out. Make sure you hit the subscription button so you get a notification when the show is scheduled, because we don't know when that's going to be. Just whenever. See ya.